Hello there, this is Brian with 7 and All Makes. Today I'm going to do a review of my Ender 3 version 2 3D printer. As this is a review of the Ender 3 version 2 3D printer, I would say this is the rear view. Rear view? Review? Sorry, that's the first dad joke in this video. I've had my printer now for just over 3 months, and in that time I've made over 100 prints. So this is kind of a 100 prints in 100 days review. My Ender 3 V2 is my first 3D printer. I don't have anything to compare it to yet. I'm hoping that this review will be of benefit to you if you're thinking of getting into 3D printing. And I've really enjoyed the fun of this hobby as I've been learning about it. When I was looking for a 3D printer, I knew that one thing that I was looking for was just an entry-level model, something on the entry-level side, as I wasn't too sure at that time what I'd be doing with the 3D printer. The Ender 3 version 2 is an excellent one for an entry level. The version 2 has a few upgrades and I felt like it was worth those extra upgrades. Okay, as we do our review of the Creality Ender 3 version 2 3D printer, well, here's another rear view in the rear view mirror. Okay, I know that's a dad joke, and I've just exceeded the limit of dad jokes by one. As I live in Southeast Asia, I was looking for a printer that I could obtain where I live and also find the support for it if needed. The Ender 3 was sold by an online 3D printer and components company in my area, and they also offered online service and support if needed when making a purchase. I was also able to find 2 different Facebook groups for the Ender 3 printers, and both of them give a lot of help to newbies like myself with getting started in 3D printing. There's various pieces that you can print that have movable parts. One of them is this tiny little road roller. At this point, I've not been able to find the right settings so that the part will actually have the rotating and moving parts. When I tried to move it, it broke actually. And so I don't know if it's my settings or my filament and how much was related to the actual printer itself. So that's still a learning area that I have to find out more of how to print movable parts on the Ender 3 version 2. The size of the bed is one thing to consider when picking out a 3D printer. This is 220 millimeters square bed, and it has a 250 millimeter height, which I haven't come close to using that at this point. For the most part, 90%, 95%, 98% of all my parts have easily fit on the bed. It's only when I've got to a few of the larger pieces that got to the full size of the bed and actually could not be printed in the horizontal or a vertical orientation, as that was too far for the extruder head to travel. From the way the part came into the slicer program, I had to reorient it. So by moving it in a diagonal position, I was able to find the right place where it would print and still have room for the extruder head to move around it and to put down the print. So do consider what you're looking at printing, what size. Are they of a size that can very adequately fit on the bed, or are you looking at something that's much larger in size? And you'll need to find a larger size bed with a printer. Well, as I live in a 1,000 square foot apartment and don't have a garage or basement or workshop, I knew that my printer would have to be in a place where my family's always around. This was one consideration in selecting a 3D printer, that it not take up too much room, be able to find a small space for it to be placed. So some printers do make a lot of noise from what I have read, based on the stepper motors driving the nozzle along the x-axis or moving the glass plate along the y-axis. The version 3 has a new board, a silent board, and this has really quieted it down. Again, I don't have a comparison, but this was a consideration that if the printer is going to be in a living area for our house and around where our family is, that it be quiet enough to operate. So I have my 3D printer on a small table. It's right next to our dining room table, and basically this has not been a problem to have it running. while we're having a meal at our table. So what have I loved the most about 3D printing? Well, I think of two things. Designing and making parts in a CAD program for a unique problem that I want to solve. This is one example of a piece that I designed and made, and these are a couple other examples of parts that I designed, and they were unique for something that I was trying to solve a problem with. Secondly, I've been able to make custom design pieces, kind of like awards or trophies for friends that were celebrating special achievements. And by creating a 3D printed part, it was a unique way and a fun way to celebrate their achievement. Having a 3D printer has allowed me to do these two things. So if you're thinking about getting into 3D printing, I would say you'll want to consider what are your goals for having a 3D printer and what are your unique criteria for selecting one to meet your own needs. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, please give it a like. And if you would like to know when more videos are created, please hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.